For this week's culture segment, we take a cultural look at China-Africa relations. Sino-Africa relations are currently the subject of unprecedented attention that's following increasing popularity of Chinese language, dance and music learning across Africa in recent years. As China continues leaving its cultural footprints across the continent, space is gradually being made in cultural institutions for its citizens resident in Africa. Let's now head to Nigeria, where a Chinese engineer has recently been made a tribal chief. Kong Tao, 34, was reportedly granted the title by the emir of the Jiwa district in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. The central Chinese engineer received the title for supposedly helping to build infrastructure in the area for over a decade. He told the Beijing Times that the emir Al-Haji Idris Musam had wanted to express his gratitude for the benefits his work had brought to the area, as well as the numerous jobs the company's projects had created. But Kung Tao's case is not isolated. Actually, in late April, another Chinese business tycoon was turbaned as a chief in Kano State in northern Nigeria, making him the leader of all his fellow compatriots resident in that part of Africa's most populous nation. Well, the truth about it is that the nominations have stirred an uproar on the social media among Nigerians and other Africans who find this level of immersion into African culture very concerning. Now, to throw more light on this and more, Professor Peter Kagwanja from Africa Policy Institute now joins us online from Nairobi in Kenya. Good to have you, Professor. Straight away, we have seen two Chinese recently made chiefs in Nigeria. What does this actually mean for China-Africa relations, particularly in the area of culture?
China adopted people-to-people cooperation as part of the growing China-Africa relations. Initially, it was based on the understanding that because of the histories of the two civilizations, the Africans and the Chinese civilization, there has been very little interaction at the people-to-people level for almost 3 or 4 centuries. Therefore, a lot of effort has been done on both sides to intensify these connections. They are beginning to bear fruit. One of them is what we mentioned in Nigeria. In Kenya, we've seen high-profile marriages between Chinese people and the African people. This means generally that the people-to-people interaction between China and Africa is gaining roots.
Quite interesting there. So how should African institutions engage with Chinese away from the central government?
The relations are beginning to become deeper. There is a friend of mine in New. He is from Senegal. He has been adopted by a Chinese family in that country. He has moved the Chinese family to his home country of Senegal to meet with his biological parents. And the two families are now like one family. And that's a very exciting and interesting story about the people-to-people relationship that is not taken even. And I think these are some of the things we'd encourage in order to ensure that the China-Africa relations does not hang at the level of the state and that it has roots in the people of Africa.
One last question. Do you foresee Africans nominated for similar symbolic roles in China?
What we have seen so far is where an African who has achieved bravery in China being rewarded by his country as a cultural ambassador, as a business ambassador. The other thing we've seen is Africans in China being awarded positions, for example, the role in councils where they help mediate racial relationships. And I think what one would recommend is that we do develop institutions that are going to help promote this kind of relationship between us and the people of China.
Thank you so much for the insights, Professor Kagwanja. So you've actually heard for yourself. Let me know what your take on the Chinese men recently made chiefs in Nigeria is. Of course, you can do that by letting me know on Facebook and on Twitter at Claudia Nsono. A big thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Until then, please enjoy the rest of your viewing.